In the world of boxing, few names evoke the raw passion and unyielding spirit of the sport quite like Ricky Hatton. Born on October 6, 1978, in Stockport, Greater Manchester, England. Ricky entered the world as Richard John Hatton, a boy who would grow up to become one of Britain's most beloved sporting icons. His early life was rooted in the working-class grit of the Hattersley Council estate in Hyde, where he spent his formative years in a pub run by his family. It was a tough environment, one that shaped his character with its no-nonsense attitude and community bonds. From a young age, Ricky was drawn to the fight game, influenced by the legends he admired and the local gyms that buzzed with the sounds of gloves, hitting pads, and the scent of sweat-soaked leather. Ricky's journey into boxing began as an amateur, where he honed his skills with remarkable dedication. He compiled an impressive record of 73 wins against just 7 losses, showcasing a style that was aggressive, relentless, and crowd-pleasing. Turning professional in 1997 at the age of 18, he quickly made waves in the light welterweight division. His debut was a statement, a first-round knockout that set the tone for what would become a career defined by heart, power, and an unbreakable will. Ricky wasn't just a boxer. He was a performer, drawing massive crowds with his entertaining entrances, often to the tune of Blue Moon, the anthem of his beloved Manchester City Football Club, known as the Hatton Army, would travel in droves, turning venues into roaring seas of blue and white dot as his career progressed. Ricky's achievements piled up like the punches he threw in the ring. In 2000, he captured the British light welterweight title, a stepping stone to greater heights. But it was in 2005 that he truly announced himself on the global stage, defeating the legendary Kostiachou to win the IBF light welterweight championship. That night in Manchester, under the lights of the Men Arena, Ricky's body-shot barrages and unyielding pressure forced Chu to retire on his stool after the 11th round. It was a victory that catapulted him to stardom, earning him the moniker the Hitman. He defended his titles multiple times, adding the WBA belt to his collection and unifying the division in spectacular fashion. Ricky's style was pure entertainment, stocky, with a low center of gravity that allowed him to bob and weave through opponents' defenses. He favored close-range warfare, where his hooks to the body could crumple even the toughest fighters. His record stood at 45 wins, 3 losses, with 32 knockouts by the end of his career. But it wasn't just the wins. It was the way he fought. He took on all comers, including moving up to welterweight to challenge Floyd Mayweather Jr. in 2007, though he lost by TKO in the 10th round. The fight in Las Vegas drew massive pay-per-view numbers and showcased Ricky's willingness to risk it all against the best. A similar fate met him against Manny Pacquiao in 2009, a devastating second-round knockout that marked the beginning of the end. He retired in 2012 after a loss to Vyacheslav, but his legacy as a two-weight world champion and a fighter who embodied the spirit of British boxing was sealed beyond the ring. Ricky's life was a tapestry of triumphs and trials, reflecting the highs and lows that often accompany fame in combat sports. His net worth, amassed through a combination of fight purses, endorsements, and business ventures, reached an estimated $40 million by 2025. Much of this fortune came from his marquee bouts. The Mayweather fight alone reportedly earned him over $25 million. He invested wisely in property and his own gym in Hyde, where he trained the next generation of fighters. Ricky also dabbled in promotions, managing his brother, Matthew Hatton, who was a professional boxer himself and even appeared in television shows and films, leveraging his charismatic personality. His endorsement deals with brands like sports, apparel, and beverages added to his wealth, allowing him a lifestyle that blended luxury with his down-to-earth roots. Speaking of lifestyle, Ricky lived with a zest that mirrored his fighting style, full throttle and unapologetic. He was known for his love of Manchester City, often attending matches and even walking out to their anthem in his fights. Post-retirement, he embraced a more relaxed pace, but not without struggles. Ricky openly battled depression, alcohol dependency, and the void left by hanging up the gloves. He spoke candidly about hitting rock bottom, including a suicide attempt in 2010, where he credited therapy and support for pulling him through. His days were filled with training sessions at his gym, where he'd mentor young boxers, sharing stories of his glory days. He enjoyed simple pleasures, pub nights with mates, family barbecues, and trips to sunny destinations like Tenerife, where he'd unwind with his children. Ricky's home in G-Cross was a modest yet comfortable haven. Far from the ostentatious mansions of some celebrities, reflecting his grounded nature, family was the cornerstone of Ricky's world, a constant amid the chaos of fame. He was a devoted father to 3 children, his son Campbell, born in 2001, and daughters Millie and Fern, born in 2012 and 2013 respectively. Campbell followed in his father's footsteps, pursuing a boxing career before retiring early to focus on other ventures. Ricky often shared proud moments of Campbell's fights on social media, beaming like any supportive dad. Millie and Fern, from his long-term relationship with ex-fiancée Jennifer Dooley, brought joy to his later years. Though he and Jennifer parted ways in 2016, after a tumultuous on-and-off relationship spanning over a decade, they remained committed to co-parenting. Ricky never remarried or had a long-term partner after that, focusing instead on his kids and personal growth. He posted heartfelt photos with his daughters, captioning them with messages of love, like a recent one from a family holiday where they posed smiling under the sun. Ray and Carol Hatton played pivotal roles in his life. Ray, a former footballer, managed Ricky's early career before a fallout led to a professional split, though they reconciled personally. Carol was the nurturing force, often seen ringside cheering her son on. Brother Matthew, younger by a few years, shared the boxing journey, fighting for world titles himself, but always in Ricky's shadow, a dynamic that strengthened their bond. Holidays with the extended family were cherished, filled with laughter, football banter, and home-cooked meals. Ricky's lifestyle post-boxing involved charity work, too. He supported mental health initiatives, drawing from his own experiences, and raised funds for local causes in Manchester. Tragically, Ricky Hatton's life came to an abrupt end on September 14, 2025. At the age of 46, he was found dead at his home in G-Cross Hyde by a close friend who grew concerned after not hearing from him. Greater Manchester Police attended the scene and confirmed there were no suspicious circumstances, ruling out foul play. The exact cause of death remained unclear initially, pending a full coroner's report. But whispers from those close to him pointed to the lingering shadows of his past battles with mental health and substance issues. Ricky had been open about his struggles with depression, which intensified after retirement, leading to bouts of heavy drinking and drug use. In interviews, he described the loneliness of life without the adrenaline of the ring, the demons that haunted him despite his successes. Friends and family noted that in the weeks leading up to his death, Ricky seemed in good spirits, posting on Instagram about gym sessions and time with his kids. His last post, a photo of him training with a young boxer, captioned, "Living the dream still," belied any inner turmoil. Yet, the pressures of fame, the physical toll of years in the sport, including concussions and weight fluctuations, and the emotional void had taken their toll. Reports suggested a possible overdose or heart-related issue exacerbated by his lifestyle, though nothing was confirmed. The boxing world mourned deeply. Tributes poured in from peers like Tyson Fury, who called him a brother in arms, and Frank Warren, his promoter, who praised his indomitable spirit. Ricky's death left a void in the hearts of his family. Campbell, now 24, stepped up as the family anchor, remembering his dad as a mentor and friend. Millie and Fern, at 13 and 12, faced the heartbreaking reality of growing up without their father's larger-than-life presence. Jennifer Dooley, though no longer romantically involved, expressed profound sadness, highlighting Ricky's role as a loving, if imperfect, parent. His parents, Ray and Carol, were devastated, with Ray reflecting on the son who brought pride to their humble beginnings. Matthew, his brother, shared stories of their shared dreams, vowing to carry on the Hatton legacy through the gym. In reflecting on Ricky's net worth of around $40 million, it's clear much of it will be inherited by his children, ensuring their futures are secure. Campbell, Millie, and Fern stand to benefit from trusts and properties, a testament to Ricky's foresight despite his personal demons. His estate includes the gym, real estate in Manchester, and residuals from media appearances. Ricky had spoken about wanting to leave a legacy beyond money, one of resilience and authenticity. Ricky Hatton's biography is one of rags to riches, of a council estate kid who conquered the world with his fists and heart. From his early days sparring in local gyms to headlining in Las Vegas, he embodied the underdog spirit, His fights against Chu, Mayweather, and Pacquiao are etched in boxing lore, moments where he gave everything, win or lose. Off the canvas, his lifestyle was a mix of extravagance and simplicity. Luxury cars like his Range Rover, vacations in exotic locales, but always returning to his Manchester roots for a pint at the local pub. He collected memorabilia from his career, filling his home with belts, gloves, and photos that told his story. His family life, though marked by separations, was filled with love. With Jennifer, whom he met in the early 2000s. They built a life together, engaging in 2004, but never marrying. Their split was amicable, focused on the kids. Ricky's kids were his pride. He'd take Campbell to matches, teach Millie and Fern self-defense, and spoil them with trips to Disney. Holidays were family affairs, often in Spain or the Canary Islands, where Ricky could relax away from the spotlight. As for his cause of death, the ambiguity lingers, but it's a stark reminder of the hidden battles many athletes face. Ricky had sought help, attending rehab and advocating for mental health. In a 2023 interview, he said, "Boxing gave me everything, but it took a piece too." His passing at 46 shocked the world, prompting discussions on post-career support for fighters. Ricky's lifestyle in later years was about redemption. He lost over 100 pounds after ballooning post-retirement, inspiring others with his fitness journey. He ran marathons for charity, appeared on reality TV like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. In 2023, where his humor won fans, his net worth allowed philanthropy. He donated to children's hospitals and boxing academies in underprivileged areas. Expanding on his biography, Ricky's amateur days included representing England, winning bronze at the 1996 World Junior Championships. Turning pro under promoter Frank Maloney, later Kelly Maloney, he racked up 24 straight wins before his first world title shot. His unification bout with Carlos Mauza in 2005 was brutal, ending in a 9th-round KO. The Mayweather fight was a cultural phenomenon, with 30,000 Brits traveling to Vegas. Loss aside, it cemented his status. Post-Pac, Ricky attempted comebacks, but defeats signaled the end. Retirement brought darkness. He admitted cocaine use and alcohol binges, but he bounced back, becoming a trainer, working with boxers like Jarnell Hughes. His gym became a community hub, offering free sessions to kids from estates like his own. Family dynamics were complex. With parents who divorced in his teens, Ricky learned independence early. Ray's management led to a 2010 split over finances, but they mended fences. Carol remained his rock, cooking his favorite meals. Steak and chips after, win. Matthew's career peaked with a European title, but Ricky's shadow loomed. They trained together, brothers in arms. Lifestyle-wise, Ricky loved gadgets, owning a home cinema and arcade games. He collected watches, a Rolex, his favorite. Diet oscillated. During camps, strict but off-season, he'd indulge in kebabs and beers. Famously gaining weight between fights, friends described him as generous. Always picking up tabs. His net worth breakdown, fight earnings topped $100 million gross, but taxes and expenses trimmed it. Investments in pubs and property bolstered it. By 2025, passive income from royalties kept it steady. On death, speculation abounds. Past heart scares from weight issues combined with depression paint a picture. Police found no note, but his history suggests internal struggles. Autopsy pending, but tributes focus on his life, not end. Ricky's kids inherit not just money, but memories. Campbell recalls sparring sessions. Millie and Fern, bedtime stories of his fights. Jennifer ensures his presence in their lives through photos and videos. In essence, Ricky Hatton was more than a boxer. He was a symbol of perseverance. From estate kid to legend, his story inspires. Though gone too soon, his impact endures in the ring and beyond. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to daily updates and never miss a video.